have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme. We're too wild. We're too out of control. We're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance.
Monoxide and Black Cat Feline, since this is also going on the Black Cat Feline channel. She just agreed to it. Okay,
no,
contract.
That's not happening.
That's not happening. Oh, okay, well, hello everyone of the Monoxide subscribers. He loves you.
Not thanking your subscribers?
What do you mean, my subscribers?
I would assume they would be watching too, since it's y'all's show.
I don't even tell my subscribers about what I do.
Why?
Oh, that's just mean and rude and...
You're the one that's saying to your subscribers every single time you make a video, fuck you, I fucking hate you, unsubscribe, die in a fire.
And what do you think happens? They just subscribe anyways and they love me anyways. Well, some of them.
Yeah.
Anyways.
He's the character they love to hate.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Sure, yeah. Well, hello everyone, this is, what is this, Crack Skulls episode 6?
Episode 6. And, yeah, we've got actually a bunch of shit to talk about, so if we go on for about 2 hours about dead zombies again, you'll see why.
Well, Johnny's not here this time.
Yeah, he started it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're bringing Kristen back, though, because there was a positive response on the last edition of the show, and actually a lot of positive responses. I was surprised to see it.
Yay!
So yay for that.
Oh.
And yay for this also being audio, so no one makes a comment about someone's boobs or something. So we can leave that right out there.
Yes.
Awesome.
Anyways, also, if anybody wants to be a special guest, please send us a message and give us your YouTube channel. We
may or may not use you. We might.
They may or may not just completely ignore you.
Yeah, we could do that too, but that's a whole.
Well, it's like it's the Skype dungeon, basically. So people might want to join.
Anyways,
first rule of the Skype dungeon: no one joins the Skype dungeon.
Yeah, that's me.
Except for the 4 people that did join the Skype dungeon.
Yeah.
That's just me, you, Paul, and D. That's pretty much us 4.
And then we got a bunch of other people to join, and then we kicked them out.
Because we're the Skype dungeon.
You didn't kick me out.
Yeah, we did. I made a video kicking you out.
Al,
bitch.
Let me remind you, Al. One of the rules of the Skype dungeon they decided to make was I had to do a sassy black woman voice. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh my god. Anyways, that's how fucked up our group was.
Do the sassy black woman voice.
Oh, no, you didn't! Oh, no, you don't mess with your father! Yeah, that's right! Anyways, you got your sexy black woman voice for the day.
That was just weird.
That scared me.
Yes, because that's what you always had me doing every fucking time in a call. And that all started with
fuck you do it.
Yes, fuck, marry, kill. That's what started it all. We used to play a game called Fuck, Marry, Kill, and then one, I think it was Toxic, gave me a sassy black woman voice, and I gave them the scenario of how it would be. And Kristen fucking would, like, die in freaking hysteria and make me do it every time.
Yeah.
See, she said it. Anyways.
We do have a bunch of topics though, because there are a bunch of different things that I guess we wanted to talk about. Well, a bunch of things that me and Steve want to talk about because we came up with these topics, and Kristen's just going to say what she thinks because, well.
But the first topic, I don't know. Okay.
But I did have a topic. You guys didn't want to hear it.
What's the topic?
I was going to talk about, I just read an article about the the last WWE pay-per-view was the lowest buy rates ever.
Which one? Over the
Well,
Limit?
why didn't you tell us?
Well, hold up. There's a thing called Ms. Alex Riley and blank. That'll be her blank. All right.
Okay.
All right. So, but the first
sure.
topic I do want to get over is Kristen doesn't know what I'm sending her, but it's a YouTube video. It's from a wrestling independent called IWA Mid-South. I want you to watch this video. It's a 30-second clip, and just don't say anything. Just tell me when you finished watching, because it's gonna.
Okay, so are we going to sit here in silence while I watch this?
No, I'm gonna go kill Al and send him to the Netherworld and rule as a 20.
You can't kill Al. He's a vampire.
Yes, and I'm the undead zombie that.
You're a zombie. I can kick you.
Yeah, and I can't die, so there you go.
No, I'll just kick you repeatedly in your stomach.
So, Kristen, just watch it. It's only 30 seconds. You should.
I'm just gonna keep on kicking you. You're on the ground right now, and I'm just kicking you right in your gut.
Ow,
and you're not even moving.
Ow,
you're a bitch.
Ow. Yeah,
what?
that hurts. That hurts.
Yeah. Well, you can't do anything about it.
Okay, so it's Chuck Taylor scaring a bunch of kids.
Yeah, you saw it already.
Yes.
Okay. Now, here's my question to you after you seeing that. I want your opinion on this. And I can actually see both sides of the argument, but I can only make one for one. And my question to you is, do you think he went too far or over the line, and why?
Yes.
And why?
Because that made the kids probably never want to come to that event again. And of course, if the kids don't want to go, then those parents don't want to go, and that's less people in an already very what's a good word for it? Where a lot of people already don't come. Like, you could do that if you were like a big company, but I think if you're scaring away people that would watch your product, that's not a good thing.
The only thing I'll say is this. I can see why somebody would say, okay, that's too far because you're scaring a kid. But at the same time, he never put his hands on the kid. And that was his, in case you didn't know, that was his gimmick at the time. His gimmick was he would scare kids. And that's how he got over in that promotion and actually became world champion in that promotion. The thing that I have to say is, it's not even just that. It's just things in general. I have never seen anything go too far. Maybe it's because I'm limitless when it comes to what wrestling promotions can do, such as Muhammad Hassan coming out there and insulting America and using terrorist propaganda and all that crap. But my thing is, you got a point that, yes, he's stowing away probably customers that want to go to that show again. But what I think he was doing was doing exactly what a heel should be doing, and that is to get the kids to hate him so much that by the time he gets to that face that they all love, they're going to kick his ass, bada bang, face is over, he's beaten, and now he has to go find another way to get himself back over as a heel.
ID.
I didn't answer the phone.
I know.
But
ID called everyone.
yeah, you can barely hear her, but yeah, she's talking to D. So, Al, how about you?
Well, first of all, I would like to point out that first kid that he scared was fucking ugly.
Oh, the chubby girl.
Yes. Ugly as shit. Okay? She looked like she had an extra head on top of her head, or something like that. And her parents weren't that good to look at either. So that is a camera eyesore. I don't want to look at that. I want to see regular children. That was not a regular child. That looked like she escaped from a carnival or something.
She escaped from a carny?
A carny, yes, a carny family.
What was that movie from the 1930s or something like that where it involved a bunch of like carny figures and they get their revenge on this like little swarmy little bitch because they're supposed to be like deformed or something, like they have deformation.
I remember the movie you're talking about.
I can't remember the name. Countdown. Yeah, I can't remember the name, but spoiler, everybody. At the end of the movie, they basically cut out her voice box, and now at the end, she's like, ah, 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 ah. So now she's like one of them. I can't remember the fucking movie.
Well, that's awesome. Anyways,
but that's what she looks like. Go on.
Well, me and Steve actually had a back and forth about this in text when it came to heels, period. with how far is too far. And Steve was making the point that in like the 80s, when you had Piper and Flair as heels, and those guys were going crazy, literally, fans made attempt to murder them. That is how over they were as heels. That's the reactions they've gotten as heels. People were trying to kill them because they didn't like them. These fake wrestlers they were trying to get killed just because they didn't like them. So that is the level of over that they were. And limits were being pushed when it came to those characters. And then Steve also made reference to the Attitude Era. Limits were being pushed there too. Fans were going crazy for it. Now it seems we're in some kind of lull. Almost. I wouldn't say we're in a complete lull. But there are boundaries that are being made and limits and barriers that are being put up, mainly due to the TVPG. And I think that doesn't allow for people to, especially with heels, fully push the boundaries as they probably would, since they're assholes, they're bad guys. You shouldn't like them. So they should have free reign to do something. Hell, even Steve made the point. Randy Orton DDT'd Stephanie McMahon in 2009. This was after WWE went completely TVPG.
And then kissed her.
Is that Johnny?
That's his ringtone.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Johnny and Dee are calling.
Johnny Thunder, everybody!
Tell them to fucking stop calling us.
Jesus.
They're not calling us, they're calling me.
Well, tell them to stop hanging off your balls or whatever. Get off the scrotum. Jeez. Okay, anyways. What was I saying? Oh.
Randy Orton.
Yeah, Randy Orton DDT'd Stephanie McMahon in 2009 to get over as a heel. And yes, and kissed her.
That was weird.
That he kissed her?
Yeah, that was weird.
Why was it weird?
It was just weird to me.
Oh, okay.
Well, that put over his psychoticness, but go on.
That put over the fact that he could boink any girl he wanted. Chicka wow wow.
Anyways, go on.
What really strikes me, though, is that there is a limit to what heels can do. Even with R-Truth right now, who I think is a great heel. He was being censored when he was saying, "I'm pissed off right now. Y'all are pissing me off." And yet The Rock can come out, and he can swear all the time, say exactly what he wants. I think the only time he got really censored was when he yelled to Michael Cole. Like, I think he said, they said shit or fuck. I don't know which one. But he said something along that. And then he gave Michael Cole the rock bottom. But
Stop, general manager! Go on.
Uh-oh.
Keep going.
Keep going.
I don't understand why, if you're going to try and get a heel over, though, that you would try and limit him like that. Even if it's The Rock, some people could just say, that's The Rock. He's paid his dues. He's already done everything there is to do. Well, that is a fact, and I will definitely not dispute that, but also, how is another heel going to get over if he can't push some sort of boundary? And I'm not saying that a heel has to be a good heel, but because Flair, he didn't have to swear. Piper never had to swear, but there was a lot more interaction. There was a lot more underhanded tactics. And on top of that, the faces were cheered a lot more, too. Because the faces normally looked good. I can't say that for a lot of today's faces, especially in WWE. So, how far is too far? To me, there is no limit when it comes to heels. And there shouldn't be a limit when it comes to a face getting revenge. That's my thoughts.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, if you want to stop getting texted.
Yes.
Well, it's Johnny and Dee. I'm sorry. Jesus. It's not my fault I'm popular.
That cut deep.
I'm sorry. So, I totally forgot what I was going to say. Oh, we're talking about the
How
limits of
far?
being a heel. How far is too far? Well, with the clip you just showed me, that was a little indie company. And so I think there are limits for the reasons I just said, because you don't want to like do something that's going to make people not come whenever you already have so few people that come out anyways. But when it comes to like big companies like WWE, like unfortunately TNA,
Impact Wrestling.
No, Impact Wrestling. That's what
sorry,
it's called.
my bad. Anyways, when it comes to things like that, there's not really a limit. The only limit that they have is whatever TV ratings allow them to do. Like, obviously, the networks are not letting them attack, like, women anymore.
Damn it.
Not letting guys attack women anymore. There's not as much blood. So, I think the only thing that's limiting them right now is what TV is limiting them to.
Well, bouncing off of that point, though, when it comes to pay-per-view, they're also doing TV PG pay-per-view. Joey,
No,
yeah.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Oh.
You were in the talking.
Joey Styles made a point about pay-per-view where he said, if people are going to buy something and watch on a completely different network, and it is something you are putting on a show for, there shouldn't be any limits to for ratings for pay-per-view. When it comes to just pay-per-view, not your network cable show or something like that. That's limits can be put on that, but on pay-per-view, he said that it would make more sense if someone's going to buy something to have less restrictions on it, I guess.
All right. Let me just bring up 2 points. Number one, the reason why I bring this up, it also stems back to what Daniel Bryan did. I mean, look at what they did during a PG era. They had a group of people destroy the ring, dismantle the ring, and just completely go bonkers on it, and it cost a man a job because he did something that was considered too far. That nobody thought was too far. They just thought, it's Daniel Bryan choking someone with a tie. Oh, it's Daniel Bryan spitting in John Cena's face, and it cost him his job. So it's like, well, how is a heel going to get over if you're going to fire him for doing something like that? And the second thing that I wanted to add is that they don't have to do like crazy things every single week. You could just build it up. Like, first have them go on the mic and just like talk about how great they are. Then the second week they go ahead and cheat. And then the third week they get themselves counted until you've built them up to being a big heel till they've got the heat, and then they do something like major, like what you saw in that video with Chuck Taylor, where he was scaring all those kids and all that. That could really get him over as a heel, and then that'll make the kids really want to see this guy get beaten the hell up. And then when pay-per-view comes, people are going to want to buy it because they want to see that guy get beat because they did fucking devilish things. So how far is too far? Again, to me, it's not too far, but a lot of people get very sensitive as far as when it comes to stuff that is very controversial, a la Muhammad Hassan. And
Muhammad Hassan.
all right, that was too much. But anyways, yeah, that to me, just come on. I mean, that guy was getting over as a heel. He was really over. And yeah, the 7/7 bombings happened, but the show was taped on Tuesday, and the thing happened conveniently the same day that SmackDown was supposed to air. So whatever. That's my take on it. I don't think there should be any limits, but
Well, there's also the idea that when R-Truth had his little heel turn and he went and got a cigarette from somebody, people went crazy because he smoked on TV.
that's not PG.
Think of the children!
I thought that was funny because he was obviously turning heel. He was obviously turning into a bad guy, someone that children are not supposed to look up to.
Yeah.
So wouldn't that just instill not to look up to him? Look, he's a bad man. He's smoking.
And not to mention, CM Punk is... Oh, go ahead.
That's just easy heel heat for kids.
And to top it off, you got CM Punk who's preaching straight-edge lifestyle, saying that the drugs are bad and then alcohol is bad and all this, and the fans are booing him because he's pretty much stating the obvious. But...
Which I love about CM Punk is that it points out the fallacy in people. I love it.
Like Chris Jericho.
That's why Punk is God.
And Chris Jericho pretty much said it best. You're all hypocrites and parasites. Enough said. But, I guess we got our thoughts on that topic. Anything else? Are we on ad?
No.
Okay. So, next, Kristen actually brought this up before we even started recording, and she wanted to talk about this. I'll let her take control here about Over the Limit and their buy rate.
Oh, yeah, okay. So I just read an article basically about Over the Limit having like a lower buy rate than their lowest buy rate ever, which was like, I forget what year it was, but it was a pay-per-view called December to Dismember.
Oh,
I'm sure you guys know what that is.
Worst pay-per-view they've had, but go on.
So apparently this Over the Limit got lower buy rates than that pay-per-view. Now I would have to say, at least for me, the easy explanation to it is your 3 top matches that you had on there, which is Christian versus Orton, Miz versus Cena, and another Lawler and Cole feud. Those were your big 3 matches. One of them was legit. I'll give you Christian and Orton because I think we all wanted to see that match again.
Best match on the show.
Yes, it was.
But the other 2 matches, Cena versus Miz was highly predictable. We all knew that Miz was not going to win a last man standing match against Cena.
I quit.
And I quit. Same fucking thing. I quit match. He wasn't going to win an I quit match against Cena. And then Lawler and Cole, we've seen it 3 times and it wasn't good the first time. It had the best storyline, but the match itself was never good. So why would I buy a pay-per-view like that?
And on top of that, the undercard wasn't very good looking either. The pay-per-view card itself didn't look good. It didn't. It didn't look like something someone would pay, $40 for?
You know what the problem is with these pay-per-views is that, and I think it's going to be unanimous when you all agree with me on this, there's too fucking many. There's too many fucking pay-per-views, so it's very hard to build up to the pay-per-view with only like 3 weeks to build up a storyline to go into the next pay-per-view. And Over the Limit obviously was a throwaway pay-per-view because notice how WWE has a theme for every pay-per-view. What's the theme for Over the Limit? Really? That's the only pay-per-view I could see that really doesn't have a theme to it.
I think the theme is, I guess, like the RPM meter for a car.
Okay, so now they're pimping out cars. They pimp out cars for a pay-per-view. But my point is, like, the low buy rate is easily explainable. I mean, there was very little build-up to it as this pay-per-view. It was a throwaway pay-per-view, if that. You have too many all in 1 year, and I think the only 2 that I care for personally is Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and I don't even buy the pay-per-view WrestleMania because I'm there, like, live. So
I personally, Survivor Series has always been, for some reason, one of my personal favorite pay-per-views. I don't know. It's just something about the show. It's an elimination. It's very unique to me. I've always liked it.
I like Survivor Series, too.
The Survivor Series is good when it's done right. Like in 2009, in my opinion, that was a good pay-per-view. I mean, they had 2 Survivor Series matches, and both of them were very good. The one was with, what was it?
Kofi Kingston?
Yeah, Kofi Kingston's team versus Orton's team, and then the other one was Miz, Sheamus, McIntyre, Swagger, and
Team Heel versus Team Face.
There you go. Versus Matt Hardy, Finlay, Evan Bourne,
Evan Bourne of Job Bourne.
Somewhere born to lose. Anyways, what was it?
Yeah, remember when he was on pay-per-view?
Yeah, remember he actually beat Jericho on pay-per-view?
It was basically the heels versus the faces that they were feuding with.
Yes.
I don't like those matches. I don't like the just put all these people together that are sort of feuding and have them in one big match.
But yeah,
WWE does that all the time.
I feel like there's too much going on, especially with how many is it? It's 10-man or 8-man Survivor Series match.
It's either 8 or 10 normally.
Actually, the other thing that I want to bring up, I mean, I may be clueless when it comes to this, but was there at that point a UFC pay-per-view going on around that weekend? Because
I think there might have been, but I'm not sure.
Notice how all the WWE pay-per-views that are low buy rates are during the same weekend that UFC holds their pay-per-view. And UFC is fucking booming in freaking... This is their version of the Attitude Era, pretty much, right now. Their successful era. UFC is, like, blasting in popularity right now because it's the cool thing. And... Go ahead.
Back to the pay-per-view, the WWE pay-per-views, I really just think they need to take, like, half of them and get rid of them. Just have one like every other month.
See, now actually, taking that idea, they were doing that at one point, and I liked it. They were doing that when SmackDown and Raw were their own actual brands. Remember that, Steve?
Yes.
When SmackDown and Raw were their own brands? Oh my god.
Wait, they were their own brands at one point?
And they had their own pay-per-views, like Great American Bash, all SmackDown stars, and then the next pay-per-view, all Raw stars, and this and that.
Yeah, and so it gave, basically, SmackDown had like 2 months to build to their next pay-per-view, and then Raw had 2 months to build to the next pay-per-view. So there was a lot of build-up to the matches. The Raws and SmackDowns normally didn't suck completely, because they had to put on at least a good match to keep people watching. Obviously, so, and even when Raw and SmackDown were doing co-shows together, at first it wasn't bad, but then it came to a point where it's like, wait, this is SmackDown? I thought I was watching Raw. Oh, wait, this is Raw? I thought I was watching SmackDown. I can't fucking tell! They're fucking with me up! Basically.
And not to mention, when did they stop that? In November? No Way Out 07, I think, was the last one where it was just exclusive brand. And the only time both would interact was WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, and SummerSlam.
Yeah.
It's the only time you would see SmackDown and Raw Superstars on the same pay-per-view. Otherwise, it was non-existent. Well, no. Yeah, that was pretty much it. It was non-existent in that world. But I like we were just saying, I mean, they should just cut down on pay-per-views, because at one time, there was only 4 pay-per-views in 1 year, and that'd be the big 4. Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. It was only 4 pay-per-views. Then when this WCW started doing the whole fucking 12 pay-per-views a year thing, that's when WWE started doing it. So now, you have very little build-up to the next show, but...
and you would think... sorry to cut you off.
No. I was pretty much done.
You would think that they would actually make the pay-per-views less expensive since they're doing more of them.
That's another one.
Yeah, they're like $50 for a normal one, and then like $60 if you want it in HD.
That's too much.
I'm not paying $60 to watch Over the Limit.
Like, literally, sometimes that's almost half of my paycheck. You know what I could do with $60? That's a fucking new video game that I could waste a month and a half on.
Better yet, Ring of Honor. They sell DVDs at $20 a piece. That's 3 Ring of Honor shows. 3 Ring of Honor shows. And they'll probably be better than what you're getting on WWE.
Well, except they're all 5'2".
They're all 5'2", so they're Snooki height.
Kristen height. Anyways, so... yeah, pay-per-views, there's a big problem with pay-per-views nowadays. I think we can all admit that. I haven't bought my own pay-per-view because I don't have the money to. You know what I normally do if I want to go see a pay-per-view nowadays? I either watch it via stream with these 2 people, or I go to a restaurant called the Blast Zone, and I watch it there for free, and I eat food, and I watch the show with a bunch of other people. And it's a good time. So that's what I do, because watching it at home is boring. It really is. It's boring. If you're watching it by yourself, if you're not watching it with someone else, it ruins the point of paying that much money for it, because you're not going to enjoy it yourself. You're just going to be sitting there by yourself. Oh, that was a big move. Oh.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that. But it is more fun to be with other people watching a wrestling show. Because even if you want to talk live experience, granted, WrestleMania 27 was not that great, but watching it with you guys, it made it that much more fun.
Me and Steve were jumping up and down during Undertaker Triple H.
Oh my God! I think, yeah, when Triple H hit that tombstone and Undertaker kicked out, we were like hopping up and down.
Yeah, Steve like grabbed onto my shoulders and we were like, "Ah, oh my God!" Like,
All right, let me put the subtitle in here before someone judges. No homo.
Except for that part where Boo Boo kissed you, right?
Oh, shut the fuck up! We are going to Chris Benoit that moment, okay?
I'm not Chris Benoit that moment.
We are going to Chris Benoit that moment.
Oh, by the way, Steve, you know what you should do? You should give Kristen a call on her cell phone. Hear what your ringtone is.
It's the Mrs. theme.
Yay.
Yeah, it's not.
Anyways, do we have anything else to add to Over the Limit and the buy rates?
I blame for the bad buy rates.
No, I don't think. I think that's about it.
Okay, Al, you want to talk about Alex Riley?
I do want to talk about Alex Riley because well, it's going to be a short little thing. I'm not going to rant on him. But personally, ever since I saw NXT Season 2, always been a fan of Alex Riley. I looked up what he was doing in FCW because I thought from what I saw in his promos on NXT, I wanted to see what was more of his character. So I went on to FCW and I saw what he was doing on YouTube and etc. And I enjoyed it. I thought he was a good wrestler, and I thought he had the charisma as well. So when he was paired up with Miz, I thought it was going to be great. And then after Season 2, he continued to be paired up with Miz. And I thought it was a good move. I thought that both of them worked really well together. Something that really bothered me, though, was that they kept on feeding Alex Riley to top faces. Like, literally, it wasn't even as if Alex Riley could hold his own in a wrestling match. It was like his ass normally got handed to him on a silver platter with, like, pork fried rice. So that was something that bothered me. But now that he's feuding with Miz and he's getting the face reactions that he has, I think it's going to be great. I'm really happy to see Miz and Alex Riley working together because I know that they both know each other well. They're going to probably have some good matches. So I'm excited for that. I'm happy to see that. So Alex Riley, I think he is going to go places. I at least think he's going to win the Intercontinental Championship. Yes. At least. Well, I would like to see him with the Intercontinental title, but US, IC, either way. Doesn't really matter to me. As long as he has one of those belts, I think he will have it one day. So I think that'll be cool. But Alex Riley, I think he has a bright future ahead of him. So, and plus, he has my name, too. You can't go wrong if you have my name. If you have my name, it's like you just got an autograph in your mother's womb from me saying you're set for life, buddy.
So says the guy that chose to be David Otunga.
Shut up! Shut up!
A-list David Otunga, nonetheless.
You mean Rob Terry?
Rob Terry.
Oh, my fucking God! Shut up! I am not Rob Terry!
You are so Rob Terry.
I am not Rob Terry!
You don't even talk now, just like Rob Terry.
Rob Terry can't talk, though. I have charisma.
Well, I don't talk either, but...
I haven't seen it. Where has it been? You should really bring it out sometime.
Probably in your girly hair.
You and Michael McGillicuddy should have a tag team and fight with the Team Charisma. But, yeah. I just want to add to what Al was saying about Alex Riley. The only thing that I have a big fear of, and they do this a lot, I might have said this once before, but my fear is they're building it up right now. Alex Riley is hugely over, massively over right now, which is shocking to me, but I'm not going to argue. The only thing that's striking fear to me is that they're going to set up a match at Capital Punishment between these two. And as you saw over the past couple weeks, Alex Riley's gotten the upper hand. He's beating the shit out of Miz. What I'm afraid is going to happen is at Capital Punishment, it's going to be pretty much Miz destroys Alex Riley, and then that's that. That's the end of Alex Riley's push. And then Alex Riley goes either into mid-card obscurity or just obscurity, period. That's just my fear. Because Alex Riley's a great heel. He has the look of a heel. I don't know if he can pull face for too long, but he's fucking over, so. What
I would like to see happen if they have a match Capital Punishment is I would like to see Alex Riley win by like some kind of roll-up or something like that, get the win off of Miz, and then have Miz still able. He's not like Miz isn't knocked out or anything. He's not like beaten totally. Miz gets up while Alex Riley is celebrating and attacks Alex Riley after the match. That will get Miz some heel heat and also put over Alex Riley as the winner and someone that beat a former champion, you know?
But yeah, going on to the next topic, actually, you were just speaking.
Well, unless Kristen wants to say something about Alex Riley.
Yeah. Do you want to say anything?
I like the fact that they're actually using him. I always like the fact when they start bringing up new people, because it makes it more interesting. It's not Cena versus Randy Orton for the eighth billionth time. So I always like seeing something new like that. I'm afraid that they're going to have him. Either way, he either wins against Miz, or loses to Miz. Either way, after the feud is over, he just kind of is stuck in the mid-card. You see him every once in a while. They throw him into random matches.
Yeah.
Evan Bourne?
Yeah.
Well, no, Evan Bourne's now in a program with Swagger.
Oh, yeah, that's going to get on pay-per-view.
Yes. Evan Bourne and then Swagger. But, I guess, were you finished?
Yeah, basically, because Evan Bourne, for a little while, if you guys don't remember, when he was on, back when there was still ECW, he was getting a big push against Matt Hardy. He got an ECW title shot at Cyber Sunday.
Was it Cyber?
Yeah. Because they all voted. It was back when they were voting, because I know I voted for Evan Bourne like 9 million times. But anyways.
She probably got Evan Bourne in that match by herself.
I did. Anyways. So, and then they had a big card built up. They had a big thing built up with him, and then fucking Mike Knox ruined it by not catching Evan Bourne correctly, and he hurt his ankle, and then ever since then...
Yeah.
Fucking Mike Knox.
Fucking Mike Knox ruined Evan Bourne's career.
One second. Let me reach up to the sky with my fists. Mike Knox.
and they'll ask him, why did you not catch Evan Bourne? His response, I don't know. Maybe I don't have a reason. Remember that gimmick?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't have a reason.
Maybe I don't have a reason.
Genius.
Hey, Mike Knox, why'd you rape that white chick? I don't know.
Anyways,
and then Snitsky would come back with him and form a tag team. It wasn't my fault. I didn't have a reason.
But anyways, I had a topic on Miz to talk about. This will be also short. I just want to say this to anybody. I don't care if you don't like the guy, if you're not a fan of him, whatever, that's fine. But to sit here and fucking say the guy didn't pay his dues to fucking get where he's at, alright, how many of us here thought that WrestleMania 27 promo fucking put that motherfucker over?
Miz?
My hand.
Yeah.
That's how his character should have been this whole time.
I mean, fuck's sakes.
Seriously, if your first show was WrestleMania, that's the first time you ever turned on wrestling, or you hadn't been watching for a while, and so you turn on WrestleMania, you buy WrestleMania, and you watch it, and you see that promo before that match, you think Miz is the fucking man. And then you see the WrestleMania match, and you're like, what the fuck? Was that the same guy?
Yeah.
He's a loser.
Here's my thing. Though. I mean, we could talk about him looking like a chump, how WWE books him. That's not even where I was going with this. What I was saying is, I've been a fan of this guy long before anybody even acknowledged him as relevant. I'm talking 2007 when he first turned heel in the ECW, and he was feuding with Balls Mahoney, and he had what was it, Extreme Expose with him.
Yes.
I was a big fan of this guy because I knew he had something as far as like something about him just told me instantly that this guy could main event. And nobody believed me. Everybody thought that I was crazy, this, that, and the other. And unfortunately, my videos got removed. So I can't really back it up. But anybody who was watching me back then could tell you I was a Miz defender to the end. I always defended the guy, said he was going to be something one day, and look where the fuck he's at now. He's now the poster child for WWE, if you will, next to Cena and Orton, all those guys. So, but my thing is, I don't care if you don't like him, but you can't fucking say the guy doesn't deserve to be a main eventer. Because the guy's over, guy's worked hard, the guy still works hard. And to go from being a reality TV star and to be able to change himself into somebody who can be believed as somebody that belongs in the ring with these guys, because while he has been made to look like shit, he's been made to look good. Come on. You gotta respect what he's done. You've gotta respect what he's done. And how, and one more thing, you've gotta also respect how he was buried at the Bash 2009 throughout that little program and was able to pick himself right the fuck back up. So, because any other guy would have went into obscurity. Him, he went into freaking poster child status. So that's all I got to say about that. Anybody else?
That's all I got. I like The Miz. That's about it. That's all I got.
Hey, at least you like him.
All right. Well, then, on that note, on that genius commentary,
Yes.
on that note, I guess we're going to take a break so we can talk about the latter of the topics that we have left, since we already covered, 4 topics now? So, yeah, we have 3 more left, so don't worry. We're going to try and be really, really gentle with you. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but we'll try and be gentle with you.
Maybe.
So we'll be right back.
Folks, we have a very special guest for you tonight. I'd like to introduce...
Let's hear it for the great Mr. Hunt.
In rhythm management. Let's begin. All right now, wasn't that fun? Let's try something else.
Back with the next edition on the show.
By the way, guys, I'm a 22 dead zombie.
Squared.
Squared. Anyways.
He loves it. Folks, we have 3 more topics that we would like to talk about. we're going to be talking a little bit about capital punishments. Steve brought us an article, me and Kristen. He brought me and Kristen an article about WrestleMania 28. I don't even know where he found it. But, okay, WrestleZone. About some future possible WrestleMania 28 matches, etc. And we're going to talk about that as well. But we have not talked much about TNA or Impact.
And I wanted to keep it that way, but you decided let's talk about Slammiversary.
Well, you know what? It's their second biggest show of the year. It's their Slammiversary, if you will.
Which is similar to what other pay-per-view they have. No Surrender, Genesis. It's the same. It's the same shitty pay-per-view.
How can you say that, Steve? Look at their poster. You have AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe, Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, Kazarian, Eric Young, James Storm, and Robert Roode.
Now, let me ask you, how many of those guys are actually on the card?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
5 out of how many are there on that
3,
post?
6, 9. So 5 out of the 9. So more than half.
That just really says something. Why advertise people on the poster if they're not even going to be on the show, or not advertised to be on the show?
Who cares?
Vince Russo!
That's what I say. Why are we even talking about Impact Wrestling?
Well, because it's a great card. You have Bully Ray versus AJ Styles in a last man standing match.
Who cares? Who the fuck cares?
You have the Knockouts title on the line.
Again, who the fuck cares?
Versus Mickie James.
Is Angelina Love still a zombie?
Yes.
She's a zombie now? Oh man, we can relate very well.
Oh, but the thing is, she's a zombie only when Winter is around, but when Winter isn't around, Angelina Love is not a zombie enough, so she can do like photo shoots for TNA or something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay, cool.
Matt Morgan versus Scott Steiner. Enough fucking said. Crimson versus Samoa Joe. Enough fucking said. British Invasion versus James Storm. Okay, that could be good.
Well, the thing is, though, James Storm and Alex Shelley are not the tag team champions.
Yeah,
Robert Roode and James Storm are the tag team champions.
Yeah, well, Robert Roode's injured, and fucking what's his face, Chris Sabin's injured. So there you go.
So does that mean that that Lance Storm, not Lance Storm, what the fuck is his name?
James Storm.
James Storm.
Lance Storm is back.
If I could be serious for a moment.
Does that mean James Storm is the tag team champion?
He is one half of the tag team champion.
No, he's the tag team champions because the other one is gone.
Yeah, yes. And Alex Shelley's there to take his place, even though they're feuding, or were feuding.
I'm so confused at the fact that I read an Impact spoiler a little while ago, and it had, I know, and it had, in the show, it had Ink Inc. coming out and calling out Beer Money and saying they were going to be the next tag team champions. Then, like a little while in the show later, Beer Money comes out and doesn't even acknowledge them. Starts talking about someone else.
Wrestling matters here! Wonderful.
No, talking matters.
Talking matters here. Yeah, exactly. What else do we have?
It's a talking.
Well, I'm happy.
Kazarian.
Oh yeah, the X Division champion is Abyss.
No, that's not even my problem, because the X Division's supposed to not be about weight limits, but about no limits. The problem here is that when has the X Division been relevant in TNA?
Well,
last time.
3 or 4 years ago.
That was the thing that got people hooked onto, quote-unquote, Impact Wrestling. That's what got me interested in this fucking company. Now, they have made the X Division title into a glorified Cruiserweight title, except now it's on Abyss, who is a
thing is, the X Division, it's like there's always some kind of battle going on for the X Division. We're trying to bring it back! The X Division is what brought us here! The X Division is what made TNA so popular! And then there's always some other side like, the X Division sucks! Like, this has been happening for years now. I think it happened with Team 3D. Oh
Team
my
3D.
god. It was so annoying, too, because it's like, the X Division always looks shit in those feuds. Always.
And
Always.
remember at one time Jay Lethal was actually getting a push, and then all of a sudden that just, like, randomly stopped?
Remember when Jay Lethal was on the TNA roster?
Yeah, now he's with Ring of Honor. And fucking, what's-his-face? Not to mention, at a house show on Thursday back in September, Amazing Red defeated Jay Lethal for the X Division title. 2 days later, at another house show, Amazing Red lost that X Division title back to the same man. Now it's a fucking prop. It's like, Jeff Jarrett and Kurt Angle.
The final battle.
The final battle, yeah, because Jeff Jarrett's now fucking Kurt Angle's old wife. All right.
She looks like she should do porno. I'm not
honestly, I have never seen such an opposites attract type of thing, because Kurt Angle's supposed to be like this. At the time, he was this like good Boy Scout who drank his milk and always believed in right, and he married a stripper.
Yeah.
He married a stripper.
That actually makes a lot of sense if you look at who these wrestlers marry, seriously. They all look like they should, like, their job is basically doing stuff with penises. I'm not gonna lie. Okay?
Kurt Angle, I mean, I love Kurt Angle to death, but this company, he hasn't done much in, like, years to make me want to watch it. And Kurt Angle, probably one of the best wrestlers out there. If you bring him into WWE, he can have the best matches with some of these guys that are there now.
Did you know he's leaving to train for the Olympics?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah.
How old is he? 42?
40 something.
Yeah, well, he's not doing much in TNA.
Yeah, but the guy's
he
neck
could
is
probably
like...
win the Olympics over again, too. He's Kurt fucking Angle.
Yeah, but he's like, his neck is fucking battered. He's on God knows how many pain pills, on many fucking drugs.
Actually, this is honestly probably the main match on this show, because I know the main event for the TNA title is not going to be great.
Mr. Anderson versus Sting, yeah. I'm going to say something very controversial right now, but I don't care. After seeing Kennedy, Anderson, whatever, go into TNA, I have realized that my liking for Kennedy was nothing more than his mic skills. To me, I don't care for Kennedy at this point. Kennedy to me is like Carlito, except like WWE's gave me that faith that Carlito could get that push again. TNA, he goes to TNA and it's like, okay, who cares? Kennedy has proven to me since going to TNA that he has been nothing special and that he's just mic work. And he had apparently a great match at Lockdown last year with Kurt Angle. Didn't see it, so I can't judge. But
he did.
Other than that, what else has he done in TNA that's worthwhile? Has he had any other stellar matches? Has he brought the ratings up? Has he helped the main event scene seem more fresh?
Nothing is going to bring the ratings up. No single wrestler is that big. They brought in Hulk fucking Hogan.
While we're on the topic of ratings, I always find it annoying when Eric Bischoff comes out of nowhere and starts ranting about the 10% of us that watch TNA, the internet fans.
Uh-oh. Another Eric Bischoff thing.
Well, no, because I don't care anymore because I don't watch his product, so he can insult me all he wants. I know what I like, and it's not TNA. So
Eric Bischoff and Kristen have been feuding for years now.
I just find it annoying when he comes out and like bashes the internet fans for, if he doesn't care what we think, if he's like, the ratings speak for themselves, we're doing awesome. If he really thinks that, then why take the time to bash us? Why?
See,
if he doesn't care, why say anything? That's the YouTube logic, right?
Mm-hmm. The sad thing is, when I first met you back 2 years ago, and I showed you TNA Lockdown in 2009, I warned you
sold me on that pay-per-view, man.
All right, but I did warn you beforehand that it might not be your thing because TNA is pretty bad, this, that, and the other. But we both watched it. It was you, me, Paul, and I think that was it. I think it was just us.
Yeah.
And we all enjoyed it. I loved Lockdown 09. It gave me faith that maybe TNA can bring it back. TNA always has the that's what angers me most about this company, is that they have the talent to bring it back to the way it was. The problem is they're not. They have so much potential to just...
Because ratings don't lie.
Yeah, ratings don't lie. That 1.0 that you're getting constantly every fucking week, even with
Just
Hogan,
like Shakira's hips don't lie.
I mean, fuck. Jesus Christ. I don't... People tell me that I want to see TNA fail. I don't want to see this company fail. If anything,
I don't either.
To me, at one time, TNA was the alternative. The way I look at Ring of Honor now is how I looked at TNA back in 2005. Because they were so fucking good. But then you start hiring Russo, you start hiring Bischoff, you start hiring Hogan. I mean, and then when we call him out on this, Bischoff fucking yells at us and says we don't know what we're talking about.
TNA in 2006, I was watching and paying for more TNA stuff in 2006 than I was for WWE, because WWE had a shit year that year. I think we can all agree.
No,
that was
I agree.
A shit year.
2006, terrible.
And TNA, they were doing great. They were doing fantastic. They, like, the matches, the show itself, it was all entertaining to me. And the X Division was, X Division still great. It was, it was something I enjoyed watching. So, then, as the years progressed, I think the main year where it became like a turning point, no pun intended, for me, was 2008, during the Main Event Mafia stuff.
You see, to me, the turning point was 2007. When Destination X07 happened. It was a mediocre pay-per-view, and I thought, well, it's just one mediocre pay-per-view, everybody has a bad day. And they had Lockdown, which I enjoyed more than other people did. And then, as the months progressed, we hit into Hard Justice 07. By the way, you two, if you haven't seen it, don't. It was an atrocious pay-per-view, and it's like, where is this company going? And then as the months progressed, they started to get worse and worse. And it's not... I mean, yeah, the wrestling is bad, but the more important thing that really sucks about this company is their storylines and how
none of them make fucking sense, and how somebody gets kidnapped by ninjas and then just comes back.
Samoa Joe. Why is it that TNA seems to have this nag to, like, push somebody for a little bit, and then after, like, a month of pushing them, they're off TV? It really doesn't make sense. Like, for a full fucking year, they didn't use Petey Williams at all. And then they put him with Scott Steiner, and then the rest is history. This company is just so disappointing. That's why I don't watch it, and I plan to not watch Slammiversary. The only reason we're talking about it is because this one over here, Mr. Otunga, wanted to talk about it.
I want to talk about it because I want to point out something that's going on.
Oh, there was one match you forgot, by the way. Crimson and Samoa Joe.
I think you mentioned that.
Somebody mentioned that.
Did I?
Yeah. But the thing is,
maybe I did.
What they're trying to do with Crimson is actually they're trying to make him like he's the next Samoa Joe. Because they're pushing him with an undefeated streak now.
I haven't seen Crimson.
Samoa Joe.
Poor Samoa Joe. Oh my God.
Samoa Joe, for you to... Alright, I don't want to speak for you guys, but... For me, 2005, Samoa Joe was looked at as a wrestling fucking god. I'm not even joking. He was looked at as the greatest wrestler in the world at one point. Now, nobody gives a shit about him. Because back then, he was wrestling against guys like Ken Kobashi, who was a big name in Japan. And
he was undefeated in TNA.
He was undefeated in TNA until Kurt Angle came.
He was destroying, like, AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels.
He had that match with AJ and Daniels at Unbreakable, which was... probably TNA's best match they've ever had, according to many on here. I would have to literally look at TNA's greatest matches to judge that. But the whole idea is that the way Joe just like went completely downward is sad, and just it speaks numbers, because he was looked at as the wrestling god of the entire world. I would disagree even at that time, because Kurt Angle was still pumping out matches, especially with Shawn Michaels. But Jesus Christ, how is it that somebody could dip that much in fucking popularity?
Well, that's a big issue for me, because I was watching Kristen. I guess your first thing with TNA was Lockdown 09?
Yes, that was the. Yeah. Well, I guess I had watched 1 or 2 segments of TNA before then, like because I remember Mick Foley wrestling a cardboard cutout.
Oh yeah, that was Rocky.
Didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Actually,
I found that very entertaining. Actually,
I think the first match you watched, I think I sent it to you, was the AJ Joe and Daniels match.
That's not the first one I watched. I watched Lockdown before that.
But I know I sent you that match.
Yes, but it wasn't the first one I watched.
My first TNA experience was in 2005. It was Impact, and I saw it was a 6-man tag team matchup with the X Division, and Samoa Joe was in that. And I saw Joe took, I think it was either AJ Styles or Christopher Daniels, and he took one of them with a steel chair, and he kicked them, he bloodied them, he threw them up against the railing and from a powerbomb position. It was like he was beating the shit out of these guys. I loved it. It was like when I saw Goldberg or Undertaker in 2004 or something, when I saw them beating the shit out of someone. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I loved it, though. So I thought that was really cool. Actually, it was probably 2003. But it was something I enjoyed seeing, and Samoa Joe was really the first guy that I followed. And he was kicking the shit out of your beloved AJ Styles on a daily basis. AJ might have won the matches, but he kicked the shit out of him multiple times. So it was something I thought was really awesome, and it's really sad to see basically what happened with his character. But that's TNA, that's Slammiversary, so I don't even want to talk about that anymore. It's depressing me. I feel like I want to cry.
Yeah, I'm depressed by it. Yeah, mostly because as much as I don't like TNA and I'm like, fuck them, they can go under, I won't ever get to see AJ wrestle anymore, because the best case scenario at that point would be he gets hired to the WWE, and then he becomes Evan Bourne.
Oh,
best case scenario.
That is the best case scenario.
He had a tryout match, actually, for WWE.
Guys, don't worry, because Ring of Honor's got a TV deal, so get ready.
Yeah.
They're going to be the wrestling promotion to watch.
AJ Styles actually did have a tryout match for WWE. It's on YouTube, and I think
and it's not like WWE doesn't acknowledge AJ's existence, because if you play the SmackDown games, they have a preset moveset. AJ's preset moveset is in there.
Yeah.
Well, they had the Pele kick, the perfectly done Pele kick in the new SmackDown vs. Raw.
Yeah, and his full moveset is in there. The freaking Styles Clash, the little Cyclone, what is it, the Spinal Tap.
Yeah.
Does on the out. They have his whole moveset along with Joe's. So,
and Michelle McCool, she does a terrible version of his finisher. But...
She does a terrible version that would have hurt somebody.
Yeah. Anyways, no more TNA, please. Or Impact.
No more TNA. Oh, well, how's this then, Steve? Velvet Sky.
Well, she's the only one that I like to talk about from TNA, but we could talk about her another time.
Can I say one more thing about Velvet Sky, though?
Oh, no.
Why?
Are you gonna? It better be positive.
Probably not. Anyways, so it was funny because I was talking to MB, and he was talking about the beginning sequence for Impact Wrestling now, and it has a little clip of Velvet Sky, and she's taking her fist and punching the palm of her hand to kind of look tough, and I giggle at the thought of that, because Velvet Sky is supposed to be tough.
Actually, if you there was a segment on Impact that I saw on their YouTube page where her and ODB basically were brawling all across the arena, and I guess Velvet Sky was doing a photo shoot, and ODB interrupts her. So basically, it's Velvet Sky fighting ODB in her bikini or something.
Ooh.
And Steve's gone for the rest of the show.
So I guess we'll just continue while Steve fappity-faps away. Alrighty.
I've got that in my mind. I'll save it for later. Captain Punisher.
Yes, the 4 matches they have already set for that is Wade Barrett.
Wade Barra! The bare knuckle fighter!
Yes. Balrog versus Ezekiel Jackson for the Intercontinental title once again. We have Miz versus Alex Riley. We have Orton versus Christian for the world title. And we have John Cena versus The Tooth.
The truth. The truth. But, okay, first Wade Barrett and Zeke, they've broken up the core already. They broke up the core already!
Nexus booked right!
These were Nexus booked right, and now they're just Nexus booked right for a certain period of time.
It was Nexus booked right up till right before Mania.
Yeah. That's what they were. Alright, no one wants to believe me, but watch some of the SmackDown episodes before leading up to WrestleMania. They were booked beautifully. And then this happened. And now Wade Barrett and Ezekiel Jackson are fighting for the Intercontinental title. Zeke's going to probably win because they had a match before, and Barrett won by, what was it, count out, disqualification? One of those.
Disqualification. And, well, on top of that, he doesn't have, like, what's his name? Wade Barrett doesn't have the Chucky doll mixed with the chick from Wendy's, and Mr. Girly Hair 450 by his side.
Shut up, David Otunga. When was the last time you were on TV?
With the title? On Monday.
And wait, who did I face? I faced Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase with Sin Cara.
Why the fuck wasn't that match on pay-per-view?
Yeah, why wasn't it? That was
God damn it! That match, if they
except
like,
for the weird lights, I could do without the weird lights.
The weird lights. Yeah, the weird lights is just weird.
That's Undertaker. Orgasming during a Sin Cara match. The lights just go like that.
Anyways, but yeah, Zeke is gonna win. That's my prediction.
I think.
I think Al just his hamster just fell off its wheel.
I think your hamster just fell off its face.
That doesn't mean anything.
That's why you're David Otunga.
Yeah,
shut up.
David Otunga never
Are we
has
talking about the capital punishment card?
Yes, that's what we're talking about.
I think we're talking about
another WWE
the hamster
pay-per-view.
fell off of my wheel.
We could call it WWE No Buys.
Yes, WWE No Pay-Per-View Buys.
No buys. Nobody's buying this pay-per-view for the obvious reasons. All right, Randy. Wait, we're still on
R-Truth is still not going to win.
Truth? No, it's R-Truth. Okay.
Whatever. He's not going to win.
Because there's a conspiracy.
It's a C-O-N... conspiracy!
So...
He's not going to win, so it's not going to matter.
You know, Brian Alvarez, I love this guy's work. I mean, the guy knows how to write an article.
We've heard you say that before. You love his work, penis.
Shut up. God damn, Otunga. Okay. He basically put the point in there. They booked R-Truth to a point where he looks like shit as far as against Cena is concerned. And now, when this pay-per-view does shitty on the buy rates, they're going to completely blame it on R-Truth, saying that he's not over, this, that, and the other, and then what's going to happen? He's going to go right back to obscurity. So, good job, WWE. Thank you. Especially since R-Truth is the best heel on Raw next to Miz, in my personal opinion.
And Vicky.
But yeah.
Hey, Vicky, you're so icky.
You and your Fairly
All right, Al.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents reference. Anyways, wait. Nobody got to talk about Barrett and Zeke. Anybody else? Anybody?
I think that someone from a foreign country is going to win that match.
A.K.A. Barrett.
No, they're both from a foreign country.
Where's Zeke from?
He's from South Africa. No,
he's
not
not.
South Africa.
No, he's not.
No, he's from somewhere else.
No, I'm going to go look it up. He's not.
Yeah, don't you see he talks with an accent? He's Guinea.
Oh, okay, hold up. He was born in
Guinea, South Africa.
Guyana or some shit like that. Yeah.
That's Kofi.
No,
Guyana. No, he's born in West Africa.
Ghana is Kofi.
No.
Yeah. Hold up.
My God, Kristen, you just don't want to. She doesn't want to listen to facts.
Time out.
I don't want to listen to nonsense. He's not from Ghana.
We didn't say Ghana.
Wikipedia born Linden, Guyana. That's where it says. Linden, Guyana, or some shit like that. Guyana, that's how it's pronounced. That's
Guyana, West Africa.
It's in South America.
Yes, you weren't even in the right continent, Al. Good job.
You're not even in the right state.
But now he's billed from Harlem. What a surprise! A black man billed from Harlem. Okay, so they always, anytime they have a black man, they always gotta bill them from Harlem. Why? Booker T, Harlem. Stevie Ray, Harlem. Wait, where's R-Truth from?
He's from the South.
Detroit. Close enough.
Which is funny because, no, the South. I think he's from Missouri or something, which is funny because in his promo on Raw, when he was like seceding from the WWE Universe, he said nothing good came from the South. He's from the South.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, Kristen, you have anything to say about Barrett and Zeke?
Not really. I don't really care about their feud. It's like they made core and then they broke them all up.
Pretty much.
Really? I didn't know that happened. No.
Cena and Truth. Okay, I said my thing on that. Cena's gonna win.
Cena's going to win because Kristen had to fucking make him the champion.
Yeah, for a year. For a year!
I didn't do that.
You're the
You
general
allowed
manager,
it?
So, you're the general manager, so we blame you.
I didn't do that. He was the one that told Brock that he was going to hang on to the title until WrestleMania.
Well, why can't you just interrupt him and say you can't do that?
Exactly. You had that power!
I was too lazy that night.
You're always lazy.
I didn't even think I was going to make an announcement the end of last Raw, but I did.
See, she doesn't even know what she's going to do. She just does it. She's like a dog trying to chase a car.
Yes.
Okay.
She just does things.
Yes. So, we have The Miz versus Alex Riley. This could go in a lot of different directions.
It could be very, very good or very, very bad.
Which,
well, you had to simplify it, but okay.
WWE is going to be bad. That's my fear.
I have an optimistic outlook. So, I would like to say that this match is going to be good. I would like to see Alex Riley come up with a win in this matchup. But, as long as Miz looks like the dominant heel. Whether Alex Riley wins or loses, as long as Miz looks like the heel at the end. And he doesn't, he's the one left standing. That's what needs to happen. So the feud can continue.
Like I said, I said my opinion earlier. My fear is that it's going to make Alex Riley look like shit, and they're just going to have Miz go on to do bigger and better things, and Alex Riley goes into obscurity. So my prediction is the Miz winning. Anybody else?
Interesting foresight there, Kristen. So,
Yep. I mean, that's how much we care.
That's how much she cares.
And Orton and Christian. Orton's winning because WWE are bastards for not letting Christian hold the belt. Enough said.
You know what? This might really piss me... This would probably piss me off, but I would at least be happy with it. If they give Christian the belt back because he's heel this time and he does some underhanded stuff, I would at least like the fact that Christian's the champion again.
I wouldn't like the fact that he had to basically cheat to get the title. Because he's already weak looking for the fact that he couldn't hold on to the belt for what seemed like a week. It was really only 2 days.
Yeah.
And so he already looks weak from that. And so I see the only way that he's going to win is if he cheats to do it. And then he will forever be the guy who has to cheat to get the title. He can't win it legitimately on his own.
Like Miz.
Like Miz.
Not like Jericho, though.
No, not like Jericho.
Wait a minute. Jericho had to cheat in his first run.
Shut up!
He had four guys taking out Austin just to get the belt.
Shut up. That doesn't count.
The second time, he had to freaking sneak in a championship scramble match. And
the second time? That was the second time?
Yeah, when he won the World Heavyweight title in Unforgiven.
He was a 2-time champion by that point?
Yes.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was. I don't count that one where he beat Triple H 1, 2, 3, and then Triple H reversed it. That was bullshit.
You corn cob.
I don't count that. And then the one where he won at Elimination Chamber, that was because of Shawn Michaels interfering. Fuck. He won it, I think, another time, but I can't remember. Anyways, point is, he's never had a really true legit title run. But now we're off topic. Orton.
Now you're just shitting on his career. The only person that gets to shit on Chris Jericho's career is Chris Jericho. Didn't you read a second book?
Exactly.
Yes.
God damn it.
I'm a Chris Jericho mark. Don't get me wrong. But every time he gets a world title, he loses it, and it's kind of like Edge. He loses it within a month, and then is made to look like shit. It sucks.
You're going to lose everything in a month. So let's see. He won the WCW World title 2 times, the World Heavyweight title 3 times, the WWF Undisputed title 1 time. So he is a 5-time champion.
5 times. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. That's 6. You can't count, Steve. Anyways,
what the hell?
Capital punishment.
That's capital punishment. Everybody.
I'm not going to buy it.
I'm not buying it either. I'm certainly not buying Slammiversary tonight. So.
Hell no.
Slammiversary's tonight?
Yep.
Yeah, Slammiversary's tonight.
Yeah, by the time this gets up, it'll be like 2 days. We're making a predictions video.
Yeah. Yeah, you see? This is why I want to do the show yesterday!
Sorry.
Yeah, but
flames and explosions.
Is
You didn't tell me anything.
Is TNA that important that we have to put it up before the pay-per-view? Really?
No! Logic is.
No, logic is, but TNA there is no logic, so it all works out.
Vaginal crease! Okay. So that's how we're talking about capital punishment. Shut up! I'm not David Otunga. I'm Alex Otunga.
Married to who?
God damn it.
Yeah, that's okay. Take your time.
Fucking mother. Jennifer. Hudgens.
No.
No.
Oh.
I don't even think that woman exists.
Fuck you!
Hudson. Jennifer Hudson.
Hudson!
Oh, she's that black bitch.
Yes!
Yes, that sassy black woman!
God, has she gotten hotter. I'm glad I have a hot wife.
Yeah, well, I have Gail Kim. So I'm good to go.
I'm an A-lister.
You don't have Gail Kim anymore. When was the last time you were in a program with Gail Kim?
Hey. We are backstage boyfriend, girlfriend.
Even though you're not on the same show.
Hey, Melina and John Morrison are on the same show most of the time. They're together.
Yeah,
and he's free to let her fuck anybody she wants, so...
Kristen's fucking Kelly right now.
See,
well, oh.
I'm sure that just put a lot of images in here.
Justin Gabriel, never mind. Yeah.
But see, Gail Kim won't cheat on me because I'm violent. I was fired for being violent.
You're gonna slap a hoe?
I'm gonna choke a hoe with a tie.
Yeah, you know, that's probably true. So, the final topic here, folks. We can finally get to this final topic here. Oh, God damn, this show's gone long enough.
It's
like
longer than
2 hours.
No, it's an hour and 20 minutes now, but that's part of our little break.
So, let's get to the last topic, which is this WrestleZone article that Steve showed me and Kristen, which is talk about WrestleMania 28.
Yeah. I sent this to you, I think it was a couple days ago, because I looked at the card, and my honest opinion, of course, it's a long time from now till WrestleMania comes, but if that is the card for WrestleMania next year, that's going to be one fucking stacked-ass card thus far. Minusing Big Show and Shaq, okay. WWE WrestleMania always has to have a special attraction match. Like, this year was fucking Cole and Lawler for whatever reason. What was last year? Brett and Vince. The year before that was... Mickey Rourke. And the year before that was Bunny Mania. Oh, no!
Bunny Mania. That was a state show.
That was not the attraction. Bunny Mania was not the attraction.
Bunny Mania is the main attraction for many straight guys.
Floyd Mayweather and Big Show was the attraction. Excuse me. And that was actually good. All right, but anyway.
That was good.
This is their special attraction, Big Show and Shaq, a retired basketball player going up against a lovable monster, I guess.
No.
No, he's just a lovable
The world's largest athlete.
Hey, he's not a lovable monster. Lovable monster's Kane.
No.
Show!
No, but Big Show smiles and he gives fans high fives, so...
And then he punches someone in the face.
Yeah, he punches the evil doer.
No, he just punches Heath Slater. He just punches Heath Slater.
And his hair flops all over the place. Sorry, Paul.
I think, honestly, like, for some reason, I bet when Big Show's training to come back after this leg injury or whatever happens, his punching bag is going to be the face of Heath Slater.
Yes. Sorry, Paul, but you get to get knocked out by a big fucker. Anyways.
But Shaq versus Big Show is not happening. It's not. It is not. I swear to God, if that's happening, that's going to suck.
Big time.
That's just going to suck. What is Shaq going to do? Big Show, I'm going to beat you
And
up.
he's fucking old. I mean, at least Floyd Mayweather, he was still in the prime of his career. Here, Shaq is, like, at the tail end of his career, about to collapse.
Shaq was in Kazam.
Shaq was in a horrible movie called Kazam where he played a genie. Okay?
Shaq was in Steel.
He was
Shaq
in
was Steel.
He was
if anyone
a
saw
genie.
Steel.
He was a genie. Come on. No, this ain't happening. Anyways.
It's a rapping genie.
A rapping genie versus a man, a Big Show, who played in a movie where he was a huge freaking mental nutcase. Okay? Enough said. So.
Wait, he was no evil?
No, he was in, what was that movie where he fucking played...
where he was the MMA fighter that was dumb.
Yeah, I can't remember that movie.
I like the synopsis. He was the MMA fighter that was
MMA
dumb.
fighter. Yeah.
He was.
But see, guess what? That movie, while it was in theaters, made $70 worldwide. I'm not even joking. That movie made $70 worldwide. So 7 people went to go see this film. And I bet you anything, all 7 of those people were the critics that reviewed it. Maybe one of them was Big Show. Who knows?
Oh, dear Jesus, that's
And then
funny.
2 days later, it went on to DVD.
Okay,
moving on.
The Rock
and Cena.
John Cena is obvious. That's the obvious plan that they had with WrestleMania 28. That in and of itself is going to be big.
Yes, and I'm going to be... All right, here's a question for all of you. I don't know if you were watching at the time, Al, but I was. Do you think, or maybe you guys have seen this match, so I don't know. Do you think this can get a bigger crowd reaction than Rock and Hogan?
No.
I don't know, because Canadian fans were like really passionate, and I saw the Raw after that match, and they were giving him a standing ovation. Like Hulk Hogan couldn't even speak.
But
so
okay,
it's Canada. It's a different beast in and of itself.
But at the same time, if you look at it, you're talking the biggest star in wrestling right now versus the biggest star in movies right now that came from wrestling. So you're talking huge buy rate there. And just another fact that really gets me to think it'll be big is WrestleMania 26 buy rate was like in the 850,000, I believe. And their goal for this year's WrestleMania was to hit 1 million buys. And they did. They hit 1,045,000 buys or some shit like that. So they broke what their goal. So having The Rock, again, to face your biggest star of the company could really generate some heat for this match.
Well, it's also in Miami, too.
It's in Miami. It's in Rock's hometown. So you're going to obviously have Rock fans over there cheering for The Rock. You're going to have your Cena fans cheer for Cena. So much like with Hogan Warrior, where it was 2 big faces, you're having 2 big faces go at it, depending on how you go with the storyline. To me, it's going to be hot for this match. The crowd's going to be hot for it.
If they give this the correct build-up, it's going to be
correct.
Than 1 million buys, obviously.
I will probably be the only person to say this, but I'm not very excited about this match. But let me tell you why before we all start freaking out. I'm not excited about this match because basically this is probably going to be the main event of this next WrestleMania.
Correct.
And it's disappointing to me because WWE, instead of spending time making more stars that people will cheer for, they are not doing that. They're not trying to do that. So instead they just bring back these old stars that can't wrestle on a weekly basis like everyone else, but yet they are getting a main event spot at WrestleMania.
But in that same vein, the Hogan was brought back when The Rock was mainly like how Cena is right now, and that match was viewed as what should have been the main event of WrestleMania 18, not the world title.
But also at the same time, Al, what she's trying to get at is that at that time they were still kind of building guys, like they built Brock Lesnar around that point.
Oh, no, I know what that means.
The problem here is that they're not building anybody. I don't think it's because bringing Rock back and having him face Cena in the main event is the problem.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is that they're not building anyone else at all.
That's the problem. That is the issue. But, I mean, I'm still excited to see it only because the heat is going to be there. And being alive.
Like, everyone is going to be super excited about this match if we go next year. We're all going to be cheering and shit like that. It's going to be the match, and they're going to get a lot of money off of that. I'm just saying I'm disappointed at the fact that they have to bring back older stars just to get any kind of buy rates. That is disappointing to me.
It's still going to be a big match, though. I think we can all agree on that.
But this next match that I want to talk about, Undertaker versus Chris Jericho, is also rumored. If that fucking happens, I'll probably mark out for this match more than I'll mark out for Rock and Cena. Only because WrestleMania 26, before that happened, that was my match for that card. When I made my whole little WrestleMania build-up, I said to myself, that's what I want to see at WrestleMania 26, Undertaker versus Chris Jericho. That was my dream match. Now, obviously, it was Taker Michaels, which was still an excellent fucking match.
Where Shawn Michaels was retired by The Undertaker.
Yes. And then this year we had Undertaker versus Triple H. That was my match of the year thus far. That's my personal perspective on it. But this year, if they are capable of bringing Chris Jericho back and having Chris Jericho go into a program with The Undertaker, and this will probably be Undertaker's final WrestleMania match, so what better to have it with Chris Jericho, which is one other guy that we had that we wanted to see face The Undertaker. I mean, there's only one other guy that you can have face The Undertaker again, and that's John Cena. And I don't think, I mean, half people want to see it, half don't, because they're afraid Cena will end the streak.
And we already know that he's facing The Rock anyways. But the thing is, this would deserve at least 3 to 4 months of build-up.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
And this match needs to be a half hour long, at least.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's how long Undertaker Triple H was. That's how long Shawn Michaels Undertaker was. So.
Yeah, but they have pull in the company.
Yeah.
What about Chris Jericho?
Chris Jericho. And Undertaker has pull in the company, so he can make it a half hour. So
are you discrediting the power of Jericho?
No. I don't know, because from what I've read, Chris Jericho has no want to come back anytime soon. But
anytime
that's just what I've heard. That's just what I've heard. He could easily come back for Mania. But now, I'm saying that's not what I've heard.
Let's just say for shits and giggles, this match is set in stone and it is going to happen. What are your thoughts?
I think it'd be a really good match. I think it'd be better for me than Triple H Undertaker. I'm one of the few people that didn't think Triple H Undertaker was all that great. Yes, it told a great story and all that jazz. I just felt like they could have pulled a better match out of those two than what they gave us. But anyways, I think Jericho and Undertaker could do a really good match depending on how Undertaker's feeling, because I hear he's still banged up from the last match.
Well, I know one thing. If that match did happen, Jericho would not lose. He might not win, but he wouldn't lose. Jericho doesn't lose. He might not win, but he would not lose to The Undertaker. But if that match is set in stone, like you say, Steve, just hypothetically, to me, that would probably be at equal level or bigger than John Cena Rock to me. Because I grew up more with Jericho Undertaker than I did with Rock Cena. I saw the growth of John Cena as a wrestler, and I saw old videos and stuff of The Rock, but I didn't they weren't the people that captivated me. It was guys like Jericho and guys like Undertaker, because they had the personalities. You know, Jericho's promo is what got Kristen into wrestling. So
yes, the one where he returned in 2007, awesome fucking promo.
Mm-hmm. And like when I revisit his promo with Rock, I get shivers still. So it's Jericho has a lot of effect on me as a fan. So obviously this is going to be a match I would like to see. If I could have seen this a few years ago, I would have loved to see it too. Because if it was Undertaker doing the biker gimmick too.
Yeah, these two guys I've always grown up watching and loved to death. I mean, ever since Jericho debuted in WWE when he did that Rock promo, that was awesome. And I've always been an Undertaker mark, so like you said, that would be a match for me. And the next match that we're talking here, this one's going to be a little bit debatable, and it could go either way. Triple H versus The Miz.
Barry. Okay.
Barry. Either Triple H is going to fucking make Miz look like $1 million,
which he won't.
Which he won't. Or he's going to make him look like he belongs into kissing his fucking feet.
Which he will.
Which he will. Because that's what they've been doing with Miz as of late. I hope it's the first scenario, because it's possible. It's very unlikely, but it's possible. It could happen, so...
Can I add another topic?
Go ahead.
I know we're already going pretty long, but how much longer do you think Triple H is going to be wrestling before he just goes to permanent back in the back? Running shit.
I think Triple H is there now because, again, how can I say this? He's probably just there as a special attraction now, kind of like how Undertaker is. Undertaker will pop up once in a while just to be a special attraction. That's just basically what Triple H is. But Triple H now is a talent recruiter, and in case... I know Al knows this, but in case you didn't know...
I know. He recruited Sin Cara and Karma.
I didn't know it wrong, Kristen.
I did not know... I did not know
Sin Cara.
I didn't know he recruited Karma, but I knew
he did.
He recruited Sin Cara. That part I know. But anyways...
Sin
Cara! But anyways, going back to Triple H Miz. Can this match deliver? Yes, it can. Because this is WrestleMania, and I bet you anything Triple H will deliver 100%. Because that's what Triple H is. But that does not discredit the fact that Triple H has made guys look like shit at Mania, a la Booker T. But,
yeah, that really pisses me off to this day, that WrestleMania 19 match. Pisses me off to this day. Because Booker T had the build-up to win.
And he lost.
Yeah.
But aside from that, that's another match. Anything else? Anybody else want to add anything to that?
I think it would be a good match. I would like to see it. If Triple H does make Miz look like $1 million, because it is...
Which he won't.
Mania. Maybe because it is Mania he would. If this is like Raw...
No, he won't.
So negative.
I am.
You are a pessimist. You know, it's probably because we talked about TNA.
Probably.
Yes. No, Impact Wrestling.
You're an Impact Wrestling.
Next
match is Alberto Del
Rio
versus
Randy Orton.
Yeah, we got to make just imagine a robot face, the angry robot face that was in the last Black Cat Feline video.
Angry Grr robot face?
Yes, that's Randy Orton.
I could see Randy Orton's promos now. Alberto Del Rio, at Mania, I'm gonna kick you in the skull. That's his promo. That's gonna be his promos throughout the whole thing.
You know, Alberto Del Rio, some people say I have issues. Well... I do.
That's it.
And then, wait, no, you didn't add, I'm gonna kick you in the skull.
Oh, you got it. Well, you have to.
Or end your career if he has to.
End your
I will beat you until an inch of your life, and I will end your career.
So a guy who's sadistic, who likes to end careers, is the people that people are cheering for.
Yes.
Well,
He's not doing anything different from when he was as a heel, except that he
smiles.
is being cheered.
And he smiles.
And he beats up bad guys now, too.
Yeah. This match could be good. It's Orton. Alright, I've always said this. Orton's not a bad wrestler. You go look at his match with Christian. That was obviously probably the second best match of the year, in my opinion.
It depends on who he faces.
It all... Orton's style is a bit, it's convoluted. That's the only problem. His style is so convoluted, but it can work with certain people. It's just that it doesn't work with everybody, which is a problem. But with Del Rio, he could probably deliver something, because Del Rio's an excellent worker. So.
Problem is, I don't know how Orton is going to get up to the top rope if Del Rio is going to do that kick. Because Orton never goes to the top fucking rope.
Well, there you go. That's a strategy. Don't go to the top rope and you won't be kicked.
Well, no, Orton, but how? That's one of Del Rio's biggest spots.
Exactly, and Orton doesn't want to be hit by that big spot, so don't.
Fuck you, Orton! You're gonna get hit by that move. You're gonna go to the fucking top and get hit by that kick.
It's like the 5 moves of doom. They go for the punch and Cena clotheslines them, and just as they go for a punch, he reverses it into that, what was that throwback move? Why go for the punch? You know that's coming up. He's been doing it for not only 6 years.
Dear God.
But
at least
I'm not paying attention anymore.
Oh, come on.
I'm glad we have your attention. Your almighty, all necessary attention.
Come on. We've got one more match to cover and then we're done.
Yeah, and you could say it in a funny way.
Yes.
Sin cara.
Versus Rey Mysterio. Is this going to be a
your
great
thoughts?
match?
Well, I want to like Sin Cara so bad, but all he does is the same 5 moves right now. And then Ray isn't doing the high flying shit like he used to. So I don't know how great of a match that would be. That's just me though. Plus you'd have to have one of them be heel. No one's gonna boo Rey Mysterio, so it'd have to be Sin Cara.
Well, wouldn't they both be face, though, since they're both going to be... This is going to be a spot fest match. Like Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio.
I don't know. I'm a little iffy on this match, just because of, so far, the limited moves I've seen with Sin Cara, and just Rey's limitations because of how many injuries he's had.
Well, it's not like Ray can't pull a good match out of him. I mean,
No, I'm not saying it won't be a good match, but I'm also saying I'm a little wary of the match.
This is why you can't have somebody go into WWE without going to FCW first. And I think what Alvarez said it best. You can't. They're bringing in Alverno, who is an opponent that Sin Cara has faced all over Mexico, Japan, etc., and that's considered his best opponent. But you're just hiding the fact that he can't work with the U.S. style just yet because he hasn't wrestled these guys before. But you go look at his match with Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan's only been out of the Indies for almost a year, so he still can wrestle the WWE style and work that type of style. So he was able to work with Sin Cara and have a great match, and Sin Cara wasn't botching like crazy.
It was a great match, and my one problem with that the first Daniel Bryan match was the end when they were going to do the finisher. I think I talked about this in one of my videos. When Sin Cara was going to do his finisher, he climbed up to the top rope, and he was supposed to pull Daniel Bryan up to the top rope, but he didn't do anything. Daniel Bryan just stood up.
Actually, you did talk about this in one of your videos, but everyone is hearing it for the first time because they had the volume turned down.
That's true. That bothered me. That was the only thing that bothered me about that match.
Well, yeah, put Sin Cara with guys like Daniel Bryan, Evan Bourne, Tyson Kidd even, and he'll probably learn the American style.
Yeah, have that be the match at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan versus Sin Cara. Give it some time.
Well, it all depends where they're going. But the reason why they're doing this is because Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio are Mexican. They have the masks, etc. High flyers. That's why they're doing this.
So, of course, is going to have to fight each other, because
yeah.
Rey Mysterio has been the only masked guy.
Yeah.
There is only room for one of us.
To wear a mask.
And then, like, at the end of the match, like, the winner is going to have to cut the other person's head off and then say, I have the power!
Yeah, because you can't cut off Sin Cara's mask. That thing looks like it's fucking sewn tight on him. I mean, they even say...
Off his head.
That's not violent enough.
Steve, it's Highlander.
It's not violent enough.
You don't get it. Never mind.
Yeah, but it's not violent enough.
All right, folks. Well, that's it. That's it. That's all we got.
Okay, let me look here. 1 hour and 41 minutes. That includes us talking during break. Wow.
I blame Paul.
Yep.
You know, I think we
we'll
probably
just go
sucked the
with
soul
Wait,
out
are
of
we
Kristen
done?
with
Because
the
I
show.
need to go. I need to go get my laundry.
Yeah, I need
Oh,
to
no,
go.
you got your laundry beforehand.
I still have more laundry down there. I just had to switch some.
Yeah, Steve. Don't you know? She has like a shitload of like lingerie and stuff that she needs to wash or whatever. I don't know. Anyways, folks, this is episode 6, right?
Yes, it was.
Yes, it's episode 6, and I think we did the longest episode so far. So thank you, Kristen, for being on this episode because it's the longest one so far.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Just like our last one.
Yeah, if you listen to this
Just
episode,
pushing the bar.
Yeah, she's pushing the bar. How far is too far, folks? So,
Is it?
yes, thank you all for listening. If you even listened to like a half hour of this and then you were like, fuck it, these guys are boring as shit. Thanks.
You're right. You're very right. We are boring as shit.
We are.
Bye, everyone.
Have a good morrow. Good morrow.
Good morrow, and like I always, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Bye.
David O'Tongue.
Shut the fuck up!
Rob Terry.
I hate you! I hate you both! I
Curly
hate you
hair.
all! I hate you!
You don't have girly hair, so you're excused.
You carve graphics into your head.
Oh my shit! My God, folks, we're leaving it on that note. Now I'm frustrated.
Yes.
Okay. So thanks for listening. Goodbye.
I'm too violent.